Components 304 again from Spartan Master Films, and today I am going to be showing you part 2 of my 4-part series in the Dead Center campaign. So, I'm going to be showing you any weapon caches, any helpful little hiding spots, or just overall good tactics to use against the zombie player. And as you can see, my teammates are shooting me, not really helping. All this is just kind of screw up my line of sight. There's a couple weapons over here. Normally in this part of the level, there happens to be a, a grenade launcher. This is probably the most powerful weapon in the entire game, aside from the chainsaw. Actually, no, the chainsaw and them are probably equally powerful. And you actually have an achievement if you're able to kill 20 zombies with one shot from the grenade launcher. It actually gives you an achievement that has a decent amount of gamer points, or gamer score. As you can see, I've already gotten it. I can show you. Oh, my bad, it's actually 15 infected, makes it all the more easier. And there's several things you can do with this. The best way to get it is if you have a grenade launcher and a boomer vial, because you can just gather all the zombies up in one place and then shoot it off. As you can see, some of the zombies aren't exactly the smartest, they just have their heads on this wall. It's kind of funny. Oh, and there's a boomer. Now, if my teammates were with me, I could have showed you, there's like this little tactic I do. Zombies, get off my lawn! Couple weapons over here. You see there's a shotgun in that bed of the trailer bed. And there's also fragment rounds, which are basically just explosive rounds. So if you shoot a zombie, kind of like it's explosive. I would always recommend getting this unless you're low on health, and you find a health pack, but then again, you could just use a health pack and pick it up again. So I'd always recommend picking up ammo things. And there's two kinds I know of. There's the explosive, and then there's the incendiary ammo, which is basically just, if you shoot a zombie with a primary weapon, it actually lights them on. Oh my gosh. This is a tank, as you can see. Literally a living hell monster. Toughest things in the game to kill. What they basically are, these just giant monstrosities that can do many things. They can actually pick up chunks of concrete and throw it at you if you're a bit farther away. If you happen to be by a few cars, they can actually smash the car and ends up sending it flying towards you. Or they just end up smashing to pieces. So, there's actually an axe on the wall over there if you need a melee weapon. See, I'm a bit slow to shoot sometimes. And just like in my other video, you can use LB to crouch. And you can use several different throwables, like the boomer vial, the Molotov, which I haven't showed yet, and then the, and then the pipe bomb, which is probably one of the better ones. This is a bit more of an annoying part because zombies can just spring out the bushes. So what I do is there's actually a gas canister right there. You can just shoot, it'll send the zombies flying. And then you could chuck a boomer vial if you had one into that and kind of really hurt the zombies. Unlike when you really can't hurt your own teammates in easy, if they actually run too far, you can actually really hurt them. So it's actually probably, if you end up wanting to kill your own teammates on easy, that'd probably be the best way to do it. Although I normally don't kill my own teammates. Oh, that's a jockey. What jockeys do is they actually ride the person, actually get on top of them, and they end up kind of steer them. It's really, if you're not the one being hit by a jockey, it's actually really funny to watch. But it's a pain in the butt if you are the person getting hit by a jockey. It's probably the one I hate the most of all, just because it's quite annoying. So, there it is. This is a grenade launcher. There's normally one in certain levels. There's one in another level that's coming up, not in this, but actually in the Swamp Fever level when you're in the plantation, which you'll see in another video. That was a bad shot right there. My bad, peoples. Alright. So as you can see, you can't refill the ammo, but it really doesn't matter. Oh my goodness. As you can see, hunters are probably one of the worst enemies, just because they can jump super far. And as you can see, these zombies can't even get to us because I ended up lighting I lit the trailer on fire, which really didn't light it on fire, just the roof. That's a jockey over there. And then one of the most recommended tips, I try to keep your volume up on this because there are actually certain musical hints that can hint to a zombie. Like, each special infect has its own little music thing, and then there's also one that warns you if a hord's coming. Each level has its own different horde warning, but the one for special infected always stays the same. Just, well, the most important things. See, I'm a horrible shot with that for some reason. Don't know why. Oh my goodness. You can see, annoying, right? And they can actually knock an entire team out if they happen to be close to them, which is probably the worst part of the Charger. They're strong. They're probably the worst special infected besides tanks and jockeys, and sometimes boomers.
Reloading.
And a little fun fact for you.
I'm gonna reload.
The boomer is actually the only zombie that actually varies in its look.
Hey, I'm reloading.
Like, there's a girl boomer, there's a guy boomer. I mean, the actual look of it is the same, but this is probably my favorite level in the game because this is literally a gun store with every single weapon except the grenade launcher. So we have all the shotguns here, the tactical, the combat. We also have the pump action and the chrome shotgun. I personally recommend the tactical because it is not one of the strongest, but I personally recommend it. They both have the same, the tactical and the combat, both have the same clip size, but I think the combat has a wider spread, so you can cover it more range and kill more zombies. So I'd always recommend that.
Cover me, please.
And if you also look over here on a crate, you also have a laser sights,
Laser sights right here.
which is unfortunately used for your primary weapon. Now this part can be a pain in the butt. I honestly could say it's one of the worst parts of this entire Dead Center campaign. Oh, and by the way, this is probably going to be the last video of the Dead Center because the rest of them are kind of just inside the mall. And I mean, they can be a bit annoying because they're kind of close quarters. So, I mean, there aren't really that many weapons caches inside of the place. So, I'm just going to do this video and I'm probably going to skip ahead to the Dark Carnival, which is my absolute favorite campaign series in this entire game. So as you can see, there's a Molotov inside. So what I do personally is, as you can hear, if you are able to hear that, you can hear a bit of like, almost like a music kind of thing. And then when you hear like the music get like really serious, like that, I'm just gonna do right here is I'm gonna throw it out there. It should stop almost all the zombies, but except the hazmat ones, which I told you before, are fireproof. Pain in the butt. Although they might not always be fireproof, but you can see that one just ran right through it. So, yeah, every zombie except the hazmat suit guys aren't fireproof, and fire is actually one of the best weapons you can use against them. As you can see, we're just massacring these guys. I mean, we're all just kind of lined up, pretty much destroying them. So I'm going to go back here. While they're covering me, I'm just going to grab this cola and this pipe bomb. Just a distraction. Fire on the hole. That should basically bring all the zombies over there. And then when it blows up, it's a nice little explosion that gives me time. So, I don't know how, but for some reason a zombie spawned over here one time where it actually, we weren't really safe at all. In fact, it's this is the dangerous part if you're the one with the cola. So I'd always recommend having more than one person that's not a CPU, just because, just for good reasons. Good reasons. But actually, now I think about it, I'm actually going to show the Atrium part of this campaign, which is the last part 4 of the Dead Center campaign. Oh my goodness. As you can see, they're pretty much saving my skin here a lot. Please. That should give me some cover. And I'm just going to wait for it to die down. I'm going to run through. Let's just have an opening. That still hurts. And I would show you some glitches they have, but unfortunately this is a patched game. So, if you want to check out glitches, there are other videos for glitches that they have on the demo version, which for some reason they haven't patched those. But it's all on the one campaign where it's all on the New Orleans part of the campaign. That's all there is. So, you see the zombie city. The zombie. You can see Coach is kind of upset that I kind of accidentally hurt him. So this is actually probably the strongest weapon in the game, though. Grenade launcher is actually probably one of the best, even though it only has 1 per clip and you can never refill the ammo. So after this, I don't know why, but I thought those were my teammates. Molotov over here. And if you actually keep the subtitles on, there's actually quite a few funny things you can hear these people say. It's kind of interesting. And then one thing people always advise against is, at every single level... Oh, there we go. So, what they have to do is they have to smack me in order to save my skin from being smoke chow. As funny as that sounds, it's true.
I'm a reload.
And that guy's head exploded, which is one more reason why I should kind of advise that people that aren't exactly 18, even though I'm not, people that are not a mature age should avoid the gory part of this, but they can actually turn it off in the menu. Like if you go to options, they have video, gore, and you can turn the gore on high, low, and if you do low, which is blood, if you do high, that's when body parts are fine. So, that's advised by age. And I mean, it's all optional. I mean, you can do it like that or whatnot. But anyways, then you eventually get to the safe room. I'm going to heal myself up right here. And thank you for watching, everybody. I will be back again with my next video.